So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating and also breaking down an AI agent specifically designed for door-to-door companies or any companies that rely on setting leads manually and then following up with these leads, setting appointments, and closing these leads on the appointments. So this agent's job is going to be to maximize the show up rates, and then as a result, boost the amount of deals closed and revenue. So it's going to do this by keeping constant contact with the leads. It's going to send confirmations immediately after setters book the leads. It's going to send reminders 24 hours before appointments, 30 minutes before appointments. It's going to answer any of the leads' questions if they have something within its scope. And it's also going to allow leads to reschedule, and it can do the rescheduling itself simply by accessing the database, the CRM, or whatever you connect it to. So I'm going to give a quick demonstration of how it works. So the way the agent is set up is it has a single phone number, and both leads and employees communicate with this phone number. The agent has a database of phone numbers, and it can check and see whether the text messages are coming from employees or leads. So we'll basically text it like, we just scheduled an appointment with a new lead. So we'll basically give it a name, we'll give it a phone number, we'll give it an appointment date and time. So we'll say August the 10th at 2 p.m. And then we'll also give it context about the lead. So we'll say interested in financing options. So we'll basically send this text, give it all the context that it needs to save the lead in our database. In this case, for this particular agent, we're using ClickUp. So right now inside the ClickUp console, we don't have any appointments or leads yet. We do have one employee, which is me, which is how it knows who's texting it. And it can make sure that I'm actually an employee and handle my text accordingly. But right now we just got a text message back confirming that the appointment was booked for August the 10th at 2 p.m. Now we're inside of our space. We can see the lead is showing up. Andrew Smith, August the 10th, 2 p.m. We can see the lead context, and then we can see that I'm the one who set the lead, and it knows that because it checked my phone number in the database. If we go to leads, once again we have the lead's name and their phone number saved. And the phone number that I gave it was actually my Google Voice number. So if I go to my Google Voice logs, I can see a message basically confirming on the leads end, and it's basically saying, "Hey Andrew, this is Jerry from Buckhead Gutter Co. We've got you booked for a meeting on August 10th at 2 p.m. Financing options are best discussed at consultation. Your rep can walk you through what's available based on your situation. If you need to reschedule, just send me a text." So the agents touch base with the lead, and it will also send reminders leading up to the appointment. Right now, we're in the agent backend, and these events scheduled right here are reminders. So we see one scheduled on August the 9th. This is the 24-hour reminder, and then we have one scheduled on August the 10th. This is the 30-minute reminder. So we're going to have our agent send out reminder text to the lead to make sure that they show up for the appointment. We can also have our agent reschedule if necessary. So if I text it from the lead's perspective and I say, actually, I want to move my appointment to the 11th, the agent will get this text. It will access the ClickUp database, and it will manually change the date of the appointment itself, and then it should send me back a text letting me know that the appointment was changed. Okay, so It asks me some clarifying questions. It wants to know what time works best. We'll just say 2 p.m. We'll keep the time the same. And with this information, it should go ahead and update it and then let me know. Okay, so now we can see that we just got a text and it says it's been moved to August the 11th at 2 p.m. So if we go to appointments and we see it update in real time, it just went from the 10th to 11th, still at 2 p.m. Now that you see how the agent works, I'll give a quick overview on the purpose of the agent and basically how it was built. The problem, many door-to-door businesses just don't have standardized systems. They rely on mainly tracking appointments and leads just aren't properly managed to maximize show-up rates, maximize closes, and maximize revenue. So the solution, basically keeping track of appointments, keeping track of leads, sending leads reminders, answering questions, and rescheduling if necessary, all with AI. This is basically how it works. So on the back end, we have ClickUp. This could be any CRM that you choose, but basically you have a set of actions. So we can record new appointments, we can add appointments to our list, we can store lead information, we can add leads to our list, we can edit appointment times, we can also store employee information so that it knows who the texts are coming from. The agent is we're using Hermes agent for this particular implementation, and it's running on a server which has access to webhooks. So when you text this server, these webhooks get sent off with the information, and then it can use this information. AI can process it, and it can either use its tools to access the CRM and record new appointments or store lead information, or it can access a company knowledge base and provide information to leads if they're curious. It can also communicate with employees. The main purpose of communicating with employees is just to log the actual lead information. But if you wanted a more advanced system, you could have it set up where employees can basically text how appointments went, if the lead was still kind of cold, if they needed further, if they needed to be followed up with further before making a decision. Then you could also add that in. The tech stack is Hermes agent. The model I'm using is Minimax M3, and then I'm using Twilio and ClickUp. So if you're a business owner and you're interested in having something like this for your business, you can book a free AI audit. It should be in the description. If you're interested in actually like building out this system from scratch, I have a tutorial on how I did it in my paid school community that will also be in the description. And then if you just want to learn about AI agents, there's also a free school community, so you could check that out as well.